This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 900 for the week of January 5th, 2026. My name is Steve.
My name is Ed.
And my name is Alex.
And welcome to our monumental 900th episode that was supposed to be something else.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zach got sick, so we had to reschedule some things. But don't worry, you're still getting a manga recap pieced together. And we're joined by some very special guests. First, from the Quest for the Best, an anime podcast. Please welcome back Geoff Thew and Miles. Sorry,
Howdy.
I introduced you guys both at the same time.
We'll just
please
have
introduce
to talk
yourselves in
over
the
each
order
other.
I introduced you.
I'm Jeff. Hi. Thanks for having me. I am the Quest for the Best guy, and also Mother's Basement on YouTube. Hi.
I'm Miles, and I like anime, especially One Piece. So very happy to be here. Thank you for having me again. I think this is my 10th time. I think at this point.
Whoa!
If I'm
Awesome.
thinking right.
Yeah, it's like
It's
my
been like-
fourth, I think.
Once
Well-
a year for like the last decade. So
Well,
really grateful.
Miles gets to join the exclusive club along with Steve Martin, Tom Hanks.
That's right.
John Goodman.
Here, you can
Yeah,
wear this. You can wear this jacket, but then you have to give it right back.
Yeah, I still remember the first time we met you. I think it was one of the last times Otakon was in Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I had been to your panels at AX before, but that was the first time we like talked as normal human beings. It was really nice.
It's
And-
good to know
I was
you.
just a fan before.
And now you're on the
And the
900th episode.
Very
Isn't
pleased
that
to be
cool?
here.
10th. Something else. But let's not forget our good friend, columnist for one-piece.com and one of the co-hosts of the SGS segment on this very podcast. Our good friend Greg is joining us. How's it going, Greg?
The third Animania, Greg Werner.
I'm trying to hold my laugh back just from the one-piece.com.
Because people will type the wrong thing in.
And then they go to a Swedish hoodie website or something like that.
You know, some Russian website where it's like, we have all the cartoons on here.
Yeah, it's great to be here and talking. I mean, it's always wonderful to talk to Steven, but I sometimes forget that there are fans, One Piece fans other than Steven, so this is great to get to talk to you
Wow.
like old times.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
My heart, it bleeds. I will say that it's weird that Steven's not on. I haven't seen the two of you in the same room at the same time, so it's weird. There's got to be some sort of Clark Kent Superman thing happening here.
Or-
Jekyll and Hyde.
Could be.
Is
And I don't get
Simba,
to see Simba tonight,
actually
then.
Steven?
Yeah.
Yeah, is Simba.
Ooh, Simba ate the Steven fruit.
Yes.
and Greg, I hear you're going to be revealing who you play in the live action One Piece season 2 today.
Oh yeah, I'm Panda Man.
Oh,
So,
of course.
Yeah, you
That'd
can
be
look
pretty
forward to
dope,
that.
though. That'd be really cool.
That
But
would
you
be
have to
sick
look
as hell,
really
actually.
hard for him.
I just
Well,
remember when we were doing I think we were doing a Steven story time once, and we were looking at the Panda Man on the cover of the volume, and Doflamingo was the Panda Man. It was transformed into Panda Man, and I called him Donkey Panda Man Flamingo. And I think we titled the episode that.
I think that was volume 77. Sorry, all I had to do was just look to my shelf.
Off the dome.
And
All right.
with good mic etiquette, I am talking away from the microphone, but that's okay.
Wow.
900 episodes is a big deal, as I talked about last time I was on. And unfortunately, we couldn't make it a bigger deal than what it was, but we still have a manga recap that we're going to do for chapter 1170, contrary to popular belief.
Contrary to popular belief, what?
I don't know. I was trying to
Contrary
improvise.
to popular
clearly
belief.
failing.
Loki
One
was
Piece is
never popular.
Yeah.
But we'll do that. We'll do a piece together segment, and that'll be about it. We don't have too much news coming out from a couple weeks ago with Jump Festa, but Alex has some news he would like to share. And why don't you tell us what it is, Alex?
All right. Well, as you know, I do enjoy One Piece's BGM a lot. I have not watched most of Egghead, so I can't really speak to where this album lands, but in my ranking. But the original soundtrack for Egghead by Mr. Kohei Tanaka has dropped on streaming services.
And it's been hundreds of episodes, but I'm sure it's time to bring back the Dude and Zach's Dance Carnival.
Maybe. We're both dads now. No, it's the Dad and Dad's Dance Carnival. This is a 2-disc album. It's got a lot of BGM tracks. It looks like basically all of Egghead has new music, which is pretty cool. It has the next episode preview music on there too, which I was very happy about. Also, a new version of Family dropped with Subaru Kimura, the new voice of Frankie. But
Alex, hold
we don't
back
care
your
about that
excitement
guy.
for this one.
Yeah.
Alex shouldn't speak on behalf of everyone on this podcast.
I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's a fine fellow. Whatever. I miss Yao.
I mean, the version on my iPod doesn't even have Frankie on it, so.
Yeah, my favorite's always been the Robin one. I think that's like kind of the one that when I was really getting the series, that's the one I would constantly hear.
I mean, honestly, it's literally the same one. They just removed audio channels and replaced them with new actors. It's the same song that they've been using for the last 20 years.
Okay, yeah, but they shuffle it around, and then like the newest crew member kind of gets to like grandstand in like the last
a little bit, kind of.
Yeah,
it's
a
little
more
silly.
than like 4 words. It's one of Greg's favorite songs.
We know how much Greg loves
the stage, and
we know how much Greg loves Family.
I have no idea what you've been talking about for the past 5 minutes.
Well, on that
you
note,
see, anime is a term for animated, cartoons,
also
TV
known
series,
as
movies that make it
Japanimation.
Japanimation.
Oh, sorry, I have a bit of news as well.
Oh,
my nephew completed the Arlong Park Lego set I got him for Christmas, and he loved it.
Yay.
that's the best review that Lego could ever ask for.
Yeah.
It's a real cool one. They very, very faithfully recreated Nami's horrific trauma in tiny bricks, and then you can smash it. So
in classic Lego fashion,
and you could have you could have Lego Batman show up in there too if you want to.
Lego Batman
if you want, he can come by and he can be like, "Hey, being orphans sucks, huh?" And then leave.
It is kind of wild that since Lego has gotten hold of IP, you could do that.
That is possible. Yeah.
Seriously,
if they're about to buy Warner Brothers, they sure as shit can.
Coming soon, the Lego One Piece movie.
Imagine,
buy Warner
that would
Brothers.
be so good. A Lego One Piece movie, or One Piece in Lego Dimensions, if Lego Dimensions was still a thing. A Lego One Piece video game?
It'll be Netflix's Lego One Piece movie.
Wow, that's almost as good as a One Piece video game, which I haven't seen a proper one of those in like 25 years.
Hey, I banked at least 40 hours into one of those on the Wii. It was okay.
Unlimited Adventure, probably.
Yeah.
The new RPG one was not great as JRPGs go, but like cool.
Here's a quick summary of One Piece Odyssey. Do you like the Alabaster Arc? Then here, have all the Alabaster Arc in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you finished the Alabaster Arc, huh? Well, how about you like to go back to Alabasta? Huh?
Why does everybody always want to go back to Alabasta?
I would kill for like a good One Piece sandbox game, like with Luffy schmovement.
A sandbox, just like Alabasta or a Jakku.
I'm
going back to Jakku.
I'm not familiar.
But like for real, like just being able to use the gum fruit to just like schmoove around and like you can Spider-Man off buildings. I know they kind of did that.
They already did that.
They kind of did it, but it was janky and it sucked.
Well, because
I want one with good schmovement.
That's exactly. They're gonna. That's the best they're gonna do, man.
Please still sponsor this podcast, Bandai Namco. We love you.
That's not that's not strictly true.
Miles.
I mean, the Attack on Titan game, was that Bamco? I feel like it was Bamco, but the Attack on Titan game had pretty good maneuverable gear like nonsense.
Well, obviously not the same team.
Yeah.
Anyway, that does it for the news.
Yeah, that's the news.
I mean, One Piece was off, because of New Year's, but it's back with a new manga chapter. Speaking of, why don't we hop right into that?
Let's do
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
This is the manga recap for chapter 1170, Contrary. Before we get started on the cover page, we have an author comment from Oda. What's it say, Ed?
Yes. Here it is. He says, I watched the Amy Winehouse movie and I learned the meaning behind the lyrics. Now I like the music even more.
All right.
They show Oda like, they tried to make her go to rehab. And she said, no, I get it now.
I feel like I had this discussion when we were like ranking opening and closing themes on our rankings episode back in the day. And I'm like, guys, I actually looked at the translations of the lyrics for this, and this one fits the theme and the arc pretty good.
Interesting.
They truly were shining, running forever.
Good gravy.
It's just brown and water.
It's just brown and what the...
Ed, can you tell us what's happening on the cover page this week?
Absolutely. It's a reader request for Jinbei as a station worker for the Eel Railroad, giving passengers eel bentos for lunch by 420 Land.
Whenever 420 Land suggests a cover, I always wonder if it's 420 like that,
Maybe.
Does he know?
Friend of the podcast, 420 Land.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, friend of the podcast. I love this one, specifically because I feel like maybe Oda did this in the 11th hour, which is why all the Straw Hats are like chibi-fied and like kids. But I do like that.
It's like post-Gear 3rd Luffy, kinda.
Well, it also looks like post-Gear 3rd Sanji, post-Gear 3rd Zoro, post-Gear 3rd Nami.
I do like the preteen Robin, though.
I like
fun.
how she's babysitting the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's fun. That's very cute.
Like Nami's so cute with her little backpack, and Zoro and Sanji just like racing, and it kind of looks like Sanji. Like, I mean, we can't see Sanji's face there. Kind of looks like he just doesn't really care, and Zoro's just like, I'm gonna beat you there. I'm gonna be first, and he's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I think it's kind of perverse that Jinbei's selling unagi in front of the giant eel.
Yeah.
But
those were my children.
I don't understand the Eel Railroad.
What is it? It looks more like a water park.
Or one of those hydraulic tubes at the bank.
Maybe.
Yeah, there was. Have you guys seen Zootopia 2 yet?
No.
It's actually like really good. I just saw it last night. But yeah, they got hydraulic tube transport in there.
Like
I wouldn't be surprised if Oda saw it.
Actually,
interesting.
In Japan, you've been to a Toho theater before, right?
I have not.
Who here has? Who here's been to Japan?
Well, I mean, I've been to Japan.
You've been to Japan twice, right?
Well, yeah. So Miles has, but
approximately half of us live in two of you guys live in Japan.
Yeah. So Toho theaters, they have at the start of every movie that they play there, they have this don't film the movie skit that they do, where there's this guy with a camera for a head and these two guys with like police sirens for heads, and it's tokusatsu suits, and they like chase him. They chase him down. They do a bunch of parkour. It's a really, really cool sequence, and
this is their version of the Nicole Kidman video from AMC.
Yeah, and they sell merch of them and everything. You can like buy figures of them, but the thing is, for Zootopia 2 specifically, they gave them personas. So like the two siren head guys are Judy Hopps and Nick, and then there's like this third, like he's just like a furry criminal with the camera head, but like they so they gave them original personas just for the start of Zootopia, and there's this whole thing at the start animated by Disney. I don't know if this is showing up in American theaters, but like,
No.
But the characters are like, oh no, don't use your phone, and the snake guy like grabs a guy's phone out of his hand and swallows it, and then it is just a bunch of like fun little visual gags there.
Where's our persona of Nicole Kidman when Zootopia 2 came out here? I was gonna say, the only thing I was gonna point out is like, wow, is this really like necessary for the police force to like chase down this guy filming a movie theater? You could just kick him out, you know? It's like it's like bystanders when a cop is just chasing down someone who like ran through a red light.
I mean, the issue is it ends up making guys who film stuff illegally in movie theaters look so cool. Like
Kind of makes me want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. He does all this like parkour and stuff, and it's like, oh man, I thought I'd just be like, yeah, exactly. It's the exact same effect, except the Japanese are well behaved, so they won't. But
well, I'll tell you what I would
that.
download is this chapter of One Piece.
Hell yeah.
What's going on the first page? No,
well,
well,
actually,
you
if I
wouldn't
can, just for
download
a
a
second.
chapter of One Piece.
oh
would you?
yeah, please, great.
So the eel here has a 10 on it, and
Yeah.
the kind of joke. I mean, obviously Luffy has the 5-6, which is the Gomahaha, but the 10 on the eel is for Unagi Ju, Ju being 10, but also a type of unagi or eel bento, which is what they're actually purchasing there. The square bento specifically. So it's a kind of a pun on the unagi Ju. You have unagi don, right, which is the circular bowl, and unagi Ju is a square bowl with eel. So it's
That's
kind of
fun.
a joke there.
I wondered if there was some sort of deal with that.
And what's Jinbei got in his right hand there? It says eel on it?
I think that's just a box of a bag full of bento.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They stack them up like that in bags when you're getting on the train.
Right. Cool.
Most of us have been to Japan. Anyway, Ed, what's going on page 2?
So we pick up where we left last week, and Loki is down. He's been knocked down by a hammer. And Loki's got this sort of grimace on his face, and he's like, bastard, as he shakes his hammer at the opening where the hammer flew out of. Hey, who threw this hammer at me? Come out and show yourself. I know they're in here. He walks into the treasure room where the box is, but I might as well get that devil fruit now. Don't mind if I do. You hear cracking and crashing down, and the hammer comes down, makes a big crater in the floor, and that Loki jumping up off of some, looks like bits of off the jagged bits of floor. He's sort of doing a little Ninja Warrior stage here. It looks like running with his hammer, and more cracking.
And now this is this is Harold, who I don't know for sure if he's speaking out. Yeah, he is speaking out loud, but it's a fancy font here. But he, with a grimace on his face, he says, "You waste." Or maybe is he talking telepathically? I don't know if anyone. else
No,
read this like that.
he's in evil mode right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell by
the fancy
by
font.
the bubble.
You can't see his mouth anymore because of his mustache. His mustache got too big and evil. He says, "You waste your time, Loki. That devil fruit is a national treasure. It has lain dormant for centuries, not because no one chose to eat it, but because no one could eat it. Not a single one of them was chosen by Ragnar." And we see Loki running away from Ragnar, constantly chasing him, like slamming down. He's like, oh. And we're back to Harold here looking fierce, and he says, "But with the strength I now possess." And we see some hockey bolted weapons from Shanks and Gabon here, and they come in swinging, and they cut off Harold's leg from under him. He lets out a yell, and he kind of grits his teeth and looks back down at them. And this is Gabon saying, "He suffers immense pain from his wounds, and the recovery effect is drastically slowed down. Give him enough consecutive hits, and we could manage to knock him out of commission. If these guys have any weaknesses, it's against those of us who can infuse our attacks with the color of the Supreme King. And Harold looks down and yells out a big "Gabon!" as we go to the next page. Alex,
his
Gabon has clearly played the tutorial.
Yes,
no, he's got New Game Plus.
Yeah, so Gabon's QTE attack seems to have worked. Harold's axe comes right down and says, "You really dare make an enemy out of me." Shanks and Gabon jump out of the way. Gabon says, "Of course I do. I can't let you roam free in this state of madness." And Shanks says, "How do you know the weakness of the Knights of God, Gabon?" And Gabon proceeds to tell us. They came after us several times trying to take you back. And we see this sort of like little flashback here. "We know you have a child with red hair. He must be the son of our commander. Hand the boy over."
Could you say that anymore, like you're speaking through like a megaphone? "We know you have the kid with red hair on there." He's getting a prop. He's getting a bottle.
"Okay, guys. We know you have a child with red hair. We've seen him. He looks just like our guy. Come on.
Make it like the garbled, like the New York subway PA systems.
Hand over the boy with the red hair and we'll burn your ship to the ground.
No other character in the series is drawn with the same tone in their care. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a little flashback. You know, they've encountered him. And Gabon adds, "Each time they did, we beat them black and blue." And Shank says, "Now that you mention it, I still remember that Summers guy saying something like that." And Gabon readies his axes again and says, "Just some fond memories of the distant past. I was surprised to learn there was a proper combat force in the Holy Land, though. I assume those celestial dragons were all chumps." And Shank says, "Yeah, they hardly ever come down to our world. They really believe they're gods. Makes me shiver to think of the life I might have had." And Gabon says, "We call that fate."
Mhm.
I guess Gabon thought they were all like the humans from WALL-E.
I mean, that's basically your run-of-the-mill celestial dragon.
Yeah.
Hedonists. So they jump back into action against Harold, who's still fighting without a leg. Like a total boss, and
you can see it trying to regenerate down there.
Yeah, kind of neat. Shank says, "I want to save Harold somehow, Gabon." And Gabon says, "Yeah, but you were the one that taught me about the despair of what it means to become a Knight of God. Seems Loki's our only hope." So
No, there is another.
There is another.
Jeff, what's going on
All right.
on page 8?
So Loki's staring down the hammer, huffing and wheezing. "I keep telling you to get out of my way, you stupid hammer." "Does this mean you're supposed to be the guardian of the national treasure? How does a hammer move on its own? What's your deal anyway? Just give it a rest." And he smashes his hammer against the hammer. It explodes.
As it flies at him. Yeah.
Yeah. It flies at him with a little whoop, 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 whoop. And his hammer explodes against it. And he says, "Ah, my hammer!" And the hammer...
That hammer was just like a hammer to me.
Yeah. And the hammer goes clank, 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 and has a little exclamation mark. And then he pops up. And he's got a little, he's a little squirrel man with a hammer for a head. I'm not sure if that means that he is a squirrel who ate the hammer fruit or a hammer who ate the squirrel fruit. But
he looks like
way,
the squirrel from Summer Wars, the Kenji's avatar.
Oh, the avatar.
Yeah.
But he's got a little lump on his head and he's crying and he goes, "Kudu kudu, shh." Meanwhile, we cut back to the fight where Harold says, "Be gone!" How do we end this fight? He's got Supreme King Haki too. That's a first.
I'm willing to bet those are the hammerhead squirrels native to Elbaf that heard many of story about. Miles, what's going on the next page?
We've got Jarl saying, "Guards, find some way to hold Harold back. You must not let Harold have that devil fruit." And we see the castle. We zoom out on the castle. Then we come in closer and see some of the devastation that Harold has wrecked. And you see the man himself filled with a bunch of different blades of different types, and some of the remaining guards standing up against him. Then we see our little hammer rodent friend next to the treasure chest that happens to just be on the ground for some reason, and Loki's looking into it, and why is it on the ground? This is not food safe. This is not also just like aesthetically pleasing to have just a treasure chest on the ground. What is this
Also,
inside
the perspective is kind of funny. When you think about it, this looks like Loki's like laying down on the
he's
floor,
gonna be, like,
on his belly,
crouched. Pretty far out. I mean, the chipmunk man's not small, but certainly not. Yeah, Loki's got to be
not
contorting.
human giant.
Yeah.
Sized.
Loki grabs what looks like kind of a fruit. I guess they all look like minuscule to these giants, and he bites into it, chomp, and he throws his head up in pain. His arm starts to as he feels the power of the devil fruit come through, and then I assume it's Loki saying, "Whoa!" And there's a big wad, and there's darkness everywhere, and it looks like our little guardian squirrel is happy about this exchange, saying "Kuririri." That's the best I can do. Then we get some
a little heart coming off of him. He's
happy.
I like thinking about, I mean, so that little squirrel, right? He's bigger than anyone the Straw Hats have fought except for Oars, right?
He's huge.
He's while we're going coo-dee-dee-dee-dee, he's actually going coo-dee-dee-dee-dee, and it's like
It's true.
Shakes all the floors.
yeah, just echoing.
Yeah, you forget. That's pretty crazy. Did not even register at this point. We've just been following a giant for the last 6 months.
I'm surprised, like, whenever the giants talk, the Straw Hats aren't like blown away. You know,
They are in a sense.
Like, brother, your breath.
Oh man, especially the one with all the Lego. I bet his breath stinks.
Roto.
Yeah, Roto. Yeah.
His breath smells like Cheetos and Mountain Dew.
It's Cheetos and Mountain Dew gamer fuel.
They send it in by the Viking keg.
I'm just wondering about this wow that Loki says. I almost kind of sounds like the elephant noise, or like
I was gonna say not quite a pawu, but
it's not a pawu. No,
pawu.
But that's an interesting.
Not quite a Richard Nixon home. But
I looked into this, and prior to the chapter's official release, the only the only Google result that you could find for this particular kind of howl came from an owl. So that's not to say that it is an owl. I personally don't think it is. But the idea is that it's a haunting kind of cry. It's different from a howl. It's different from an elephant kind of cry, but there is an ethereal, otherworldly feel to it. That's the vibe that I got.
Interesting.
And as you said that, Alex zoomed in on himself on his Zoom camera, and I'm like,
it does it automatically. There's nothing I can do about it.
The timing is impeccable. I'll say
it's very funny.
On those zoom-ins sometimes.
So instead that should be more of a whoa, like kind of like more ethereal, right? Is that what I should be going for?
Yeah, I'm gonna my image. It's got the exclamation points too, so it's rough, right? So mine's like whoa. It's got like a reverberating kind of aspect.
Yeah, that's a real good one.
I'm
the way you did it was sort of like Sir Bedivere and Monty Python and the Holy Grail trying to woo, as in surprise and alarm.
But is he the one who's trying to escape the horny nuns?
No, that's Sir Galahad.
Yeah.
Now, Alex, the way you did it sounds like the new crate dragon call from the updated
Yeah.
Star Wars trilogy.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan stepping on a Lego. Ooh! Yeah. Yeah, for those who aren't in the know, they've redone Star Wars Episode 4 a gajillion times, and there are 3 separate different crate dragon sounds that Obi-Wan makes. And
Get
the
this,
most recent one is
Han Solo doesn't shoot first anymore.
In
Crazy.
in the
Can you believe
chapter,
it?
McClunky.
when Odin is saying "Bo,"
McClunky. Wow.
however you want to pronounce it, his eyes
Yeah,
have a
nuts to
little
you, McClunky.
lightning
saying,
element
Miles?
going on there. I
Yeah,
don't think
that's
it implies
interesting.
lightning.
Mm.
By the way, I just think it's kind of the electric because it's in a completely black background. Like Oda loves using all the black ink at Shueisha headquarters. He's been doing
And
it
he
a lot
stole
this
all the
hard.
black paint from Mihawk.
Well, I was going to say that since Tite Kubo stopped doing Bleach, everybody's been granted use of all the black ink.
Yeah. There's no longer a tariff on black ink in Japan.
Man,
And
I love the like humor in Bleach of like one of the most powerful guys in the entire universe literally having dominion over black ink.
is that
Jesus,
I
that-
fell off
In the
Bleach a
end
long
game
time
of
ago.
Bleach, in the end
What?
game of Bleach, one of the top guys of all of Soul Society, his power is literally black ink. He
What?
controls all of the black
Jesus
ink in the
Christ.
entire Bleach universe.
That's not meta.
No way. That's not real.
No, it's real. He's one of the top guys in the entire Soul Society, and he's one of the only guys who can fight the guy who's like literally God.
Okay,
Um,
that's really funny. That's
I
and here I
love
thought
Bleach.
that
So
Tite Kubo
get
didn't
this,
have
we never
a
get to
sense
see
of
Hell
humor.
again after the first time in Bleach.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm so looking forward. Yeah, that's.
I will
Boy,
say
that's funny.
pages like this make me proud to be an American, which is a really hard thing to say normally. Because in Japan, it's very hard to find a print version of this where the blacks are properly black enough.
Oh
Yeah.
And
Well,
the
it's
Viz
because of
manga
the
release is so nice and crisp.
yeah. I mean, well, the Weekly Jump is basically just on cheap recycled
Yeah.
paper.
It's a
right?
newsprint.
So
Well, even the tankobons
Anecdote.
aren't
if
Yeah.
you'd like,
very much
the
so.
reason for that is because of the distribution centers. They many of them spread out from the Kanto area. So if you're in the Tokyo area and you purchase your jumps quite early, then you will almost be assured to get a deep black print version, because those are the earliest printed versions. And the ones that you see spread around the country, like where I live in Fukui, it's almost like white paper. It's just like there's almost nothing on it, because they come
like
from
invisible ink.
later presses as the ink runs out as it goes. So they're not constantly re-inking it so that every issue is created equally. The
and they
further away
haven't
you are
aged
from
on
the
the shelf
print-
either.
So
Yes.
So there is actually a reason to like camp out and get the earliest jumps that you can from your local konbini if you live in Tokyo.
If you live in Tokyo and you go to the more central areas, especially areas that are closer to the distribution centers, then yes, you will
okay,
get.
that's I kind of wish I'd done that for the latest issue because the cover is just gorgeous.
That's a pretty wild anecdote.
Well, the covers are the glossy pages, right? This is just the,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
interior
that's-
pages.
Yeah.
That's so much cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Wow.
most of the ones I've gotten look like a phone book, you know?
Yeah.
But
Kind of worn. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
do you have the newest issue? I like the cover is just so pretty.
Like
I
2
have
days.
every issue.
Ah, hell yeah.
No, read every issue.
I have every issue of Jump with One Piece.
Uh,
Yeah, pretty.
That's awesome.
Like a small little collection, a little hobby.
yeah, just,
They're in a
you know,
basement in New Jersey.
Yeah.
climate control, baby.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to find room over here to store that many jumps.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Steve,
Okay.
it's up to you. And this is what a page spread.
what a page. On page, 12 to 13, we had whoa, or whatever you want to say on the previous page. Now we have a whoa, which is more of just a ominous sound effect here as Harold has slain all these guards, and he's in the process of pulling out a spear. I have another one. This is brutal. And he's surrounded by a sea of flames here, but he turns his head and he says, "So you ate it, Loki." And then he takes a one more swing with his axe at this guard. He says, "Then show me that legendary power." This is Harold's getting knocked away by something mysterious here. And then he's quickly back on his feet.
He's missing part of an arm there?
No, it's like this. What looks like a 3-claw slash went into him, and he's missing an eye, most of his shoulder, his bicep, and a little bit of his chest here, and that regenerates. Before he could fully regenerate, though, he gets another hit to his jaw here, and he slams down to the floor. And we see like his cranium here is regenerating as well as his mustache. But
yeah, Whitebeard wishes he had that powerful a mustache.
But what we see here is we see the shadow of a creature with horns grab Harold's by the head, but he shrinks back. This is Loki shrinking back down to his human form. Ragnir draped over his shoulder here, but not for long. As he swings it above his head, it crackles with some hockey bolts here. Harold is huffing and puffing, and as he stands up, regenerates, he says, "I knew it, Loki. You possess the blood of the Supreme King." As we go to our next page, Greg.
And huffing and puffing, Loki is... He realizes, you've got your senses back, and no, just for the moment. Is basically look around. He's like, there's no making up for this. And Loki's like, "But you're being trolled." And he's like, "Oh wait, no, you're being controlled." Sorry, I expected a bigger laugh out of that one.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just.
Okay.
I mean,
I was
is
literally
kind
like in
of
my
trolling
mind.
him.
Yeah, I was like, pause for laughter and no laughter. Fuck, I fucked it up. Okay.
These days, the lingo would be like Loki, be like, they're beating
being
your
6'7"?
ass
I don't know.
tweets or something.
Yeah.
You're getting skibbidied.
Skibbidied, yeah.
I've just been toileted. Yeah.
I just aged myself. So,
is Harold going to make a post and saying, "I was not owned"?
Is that a?
Don't put in the paper that I got owned.
Loki, my son, on my gravestone, make sure you write that I wasn't owned. Oh.
So they actually do have a little back and forth here about Loki kind of basically gets keyed into what's going on. He's being controlled, and Harold does a little bit of exposition telling us that he's starting to feel like he himself is a god. And then it switches over to the like, "Hey, take care of things when I'm not here." And Loki's starting to get pissed off, and he's just like, "You're the worst, forcing your son to do this." And he's like, and Harold just, he realizes all of this, and he understands that everything that Loki is saying and doing is out of love. And one other thing I wanted to say, thank you for what you did for Ida. And, burning down the village the brewer's village won't bring her back, but I'm grateful that you felt that way. Keying us in that Harold knows that he can trust Loki to be a leader, so that he can die knowing that the giant's future is in the hands of someone who can and will defend them, because he does feel strongly and he does feel bonds. So that's kind of important for the reader to, I guess, I'm not uncut, but subconsciously feel that Harold knows that he's doing a proper thing here by letting himself be killed, and he has no other way out. But he says, "Yes, this is the end of it for me." Loki is saying that he'll never forgive him. And again, Harold ignores all of that, realizes that how Loki feels is the exact opposite. And Stephen made a great choice here, saying not, "I love you, son," but "I love you too, son." There's a very clear difference in the Japanese as well, in that he realizes that everything that Loki is doing and saying is completely out of love for Harold and for basically the giants themselves. And with a curious body, what appears to be a lightning bolt, but could be something else, oddly enough, strikes the heart of the castle.
Interesting.
And on the next
Geoff,
page, we see that energy infused with also Supreme King Haki tearing through Harald and ripping his body apart, just smashing through him with the hammer. Beautiful spread. I mean, there's been a lot of really good art in this chapter, but like what a way to end it. And then at the bottom we see Loki in tears, just sobbing, snot coming out of his mouth, or snot coming out of his nose, mouth open, just absolutely despondent. And Harald's voice goes over these panels of their memories together. Loki, my son, all that matters is Elbaf's future. And on the last panel, we see all the little kids outside playing in the snow, oblivious to the tragedy that is happening in the castle. Beautiful ending to this whole flashback, I think. I mean, there might be a little more next chapter, but even if it's not the end of the actual flashback, for the climax, just chef's kiss, magnificent.
Loki with that Shohei Ohtani swing. Right there.
The animators are gonna go nuts. That page.
Absolutely.
I mean, lately the animators have been going nuts, character walking. So
yeah,
I feel like.
I think this, I was thinking going through this chapter with Harold just walking through the palace and just slaying all these guys. I'm like, you bump up the tone, make it as ominous and dark as possible, I would say.
Shohei Ohtani. That's good. That's that might be the episode chapter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Sounds
Alrighty. Let's share our thoughts, feelings. Greg, it's been a long while since we've had you on for a manga recap. What are some of your thoughts about this chapter?
All right. I don't know how to go through this. I'm so used to just going off with Steven on a panel or two and then talking for an hour. So I gotta reel myself in here.
We don't have that much time.
I know, right? So, so much I want to talk about. But what is Loki? I guess a lot of options. I guess the easy one to go for is I don't know the actual pronunciation of this. Sorry, Nidhogger, however you want to say it, pronounce it. I'm not going to say it right.
I think is
Nidhogg is the accepted. Yeah. All right. I guess that's an easy one to go for. I mean, he was literally at the roots of the tree. As Nidhogg gnawed on the roots. You could draw all sorts of parallels. The call, the cry, is otherworldly for sure. It seems to have a connection to Ratatoskr, if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't even know. Sorry. But when the squirrel sees him, it has these like loving eyes, and those two are connected, right? Like, didn't Ratatoskr go back and forth? I haven't. my latest interaction with Norse mythology is God of War. So I don't know if this is correct or not, but I thought Ratatoskr ran back and forth between Nidhogger and something like that. But
I think Nidhogg eats the roots, chomps on the roots of Yggdrasil, and Ratatoskr goes back and forth, but interacts, I believe, with Nidhogg. This is something that I didn't find out until earlier today. This is Ratatoskr is a part of Norse mythology that I completely escaped me, and I haven't played Ragnarok yet. So I have not really encountered Sungwon's character, really.
Okay. So I guess the easy one that you could go for here is Nidhogg.
Sure.
What if it's not Nidhogg? What could it be? I guess you could also make a wolf guess as well for an actual like Fenrir type fruit.
I mean,
Adam, sir.
I think the silhouette like really sells it as some kind of serpentine beast, you know? Like...
So, yeah, I think that like Nidhogg is probably like Nidhogg, Fenrir, and Jormungand. If I am even pronouncing that right, but that's the serpent.
The world serpent.
That brings the end of days.
Yeah, Jormungand would be
Jormungand, yeah.
Would be the other, I think, obvious interpretation. But like I really think it's the Nidhogg. Like that just lore wise so much lines up with, you know, Ratatoskr, the roots and everything, and just the shape of it, you know, it just
that to that point too, but like to that point too, we see the Nidhogg, of course, earlier on in this particular arc, right? It's one of the kids' like worst fears. You know, Oda subconsciously putting that in our midst. And I was gonna bring this up, I guess, when we went around to me, but since this is already a topic of discussion, the Nidhogg kind of looks like one of the dragons in Punk Hazard, the small one, and I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of weird, like, the dragons that Vegapunk is sort of like creating. I don't know.
The Western dragons.
They're all. I mean, well, at least his main one is a Western dragon, but then the small one looks exactly like the Nidhogg. So I wonder if there's like Western dragon, Norse dragon, like Western, Eastern, North. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to piece something together. Greg.
I have not seen this in a long time, and I could pick the volume right off the shelf, but is it a wyvern?
It kind of looks like one a little bit. Let me see. I literally just was looking at this earlier.
Okay. Sorry, I had to learn for Monster Hunter World translation guide. Like, dragons are different than wyverns. Blah blah blah. But I guess. For me, ultimately, it's coming down to like what if it isn't Nidhogg? Then what could it be? If it is Fenrir, my most interesting thing is like that he could control lightning because he's basically like an ultra mink, because he can just create ultimate like static electricity. That would be fun. That would be silly fun. But my only question here is like, what is that even lightning at this point? Because Oda's been very careful that, you know, to have the sound effects, right, for like crackling for hockey, for King's hockey. I don't know what it is in English. Supreme King's hockey, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you could also make the argument that like why this is such a special fruit is because he can literally control hockey. Like, what if he's actually summoning hockey to him at that point? What if that's not literally lightning, but actual hockey? Which also brings to question, like, well, then what is an Air's fruit? Like, is an Air's fruit actually something different? That's all sort of tinfoil hat shit, but like stuff that Oda could do if he wanted to. He could explore like, oh yeah, this fruit wasn't actually this fruit. I mean, all bets are off after the gum fruit became a completely fucking different thing. So, but yeah, to me, it seems like Nidhogg is the obvious choice, but I do enjoy thinking about what the other options are.
I'd also throw out, I mean, readers or listeners won't be able to see this, but from the mural, the silhouette does kind of have the same shape as this thing that looms over Yggdrasil in the Elbaf mural, which, you know, could be Jormungand or the Nidhogg, but you can also see like lightning coming off of the arc from Skypiea. Yeah. And hitting the tree there. So
That's interesting. What if Ragnar is a conduit to the user, the Goro Goro, whatever, Rumble? Is that what we're calling it? Enter his fruit.
What do you like? Kind of like
somehow
pulls him
like
away, like, whoa, hold on, whoa.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun.
Which
summons him like a Pokemon.
This is a really deep topic that you can really get into, but like, okay, which came first, or what was the original? Was the devil fruit, those inscriptions, right, on the tree? I don't know if they're technically inscriptions, the carvings on the tree. Were they original creatures, or were they devil fruit created creatures? Which were they? Which came first? Because the devil fruits were created on dreams, right? Were they trying to emulate these creatures or these things from mythology, and did they become them, or were there actual beings that the devil fruits were then based on? Depending on which way you fall in that, I think you can have all sorts of different discussions about what he is here. Like, is he that creature is he actually the creature of legend? Or is he the devil fruit assimilation of it? I don't intend to go into that now or here because it's not the time or place for it, but it is a very interesting topic for discussion.
I mean, I do have a point. When you look at the castle getting zapped on page, 15? It goes zat, which is not the language they've used for Oda's used for electricity in the past, but it does seem electric. And I mean, I've never heard, but the being able to call upon lightning, and let's pretend it's calling on Eneru. Like, let's just go with that. Alex's fantastic theory. I don't think there's ever been a case where two devil fruits have been so deeply connected before that I can think of. But that would bring in some really interesting implications for maybe how you can make a devil fruit power kind of like next level. Is there's kind of like a fusion with another devil fruit user that's kind of baked into it.
Could be. Like if Akainu and Ace weren't friends, I mean, magma wouldn't be able to burn fire or whatever the fuck.
Well, I mean, like, if you think about it, the fruits, if it is somehow a creature tied to Yggdrasil, fruits got to grow from something, right? So what if Yggdrasil is the tree from which the sea devil grows its fruits, and therefore Loki has eaten the sea devil itself's fruit?
Well, in this case, it's Adam, right? Not Yggdrasil. Right?
Adam. Yeah. But
then what about Eve? Because there's two big trees. The Fishman Island one.
The Fishman, yeah. I mean, they might both be reflections of the original tree, right?
That's interesting. Yeah. We also, I mean, like, there's several schools of thought with that giant mural, and I feel like we've discussed it to death, and yet not even scratched the surface. But there's implications that perhaps there's, this is the third planet, or this is the third stage of the same planet, or what have you. We still don't have nearly enough information to go off of quite yet, but it's definitely fun to speculate.
I'm just going to go out and say that, all Supreme Hockey stuff aside, pretty sure that the lightning can be summoned because it's a squirrel and it's just really fluffy. And
you're right. You're right,
dude. I really hope so. Like, that bushy tail is literally like the ultimate.
But I mean, again, we keep forgetting about the scale of Ragnar. Ragnar is larger than any mink we've ever seen.
Yeah,
so
that's
literally
it's bigger than the Burbank IKEA.
So he could literally just have Thor's hammer powers because he's so fuzzy. You're right.
I really hope that is the case, just because that's the goofiest. Like, I'm pretty. That's going to be my personal headcanon until something's revealed. I like that.
That's like, the thing is, that's the most Oda explanation for it, right?
Yeah.
Like, Oda always goes for the gag above the lore, almost always. So I don't know. I feel like that makes the most sense now that you've said it. I'm like, that's my headcanon too from now on.
It's really funny.
One thing about this chapter that was pretty funny was kind of revealing that the knights are nepo babies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because like when Gabon is like, oh yeah, we've been fighting them off for you this whole time, Shanks, like, we deal with them all the time. It's no big deal. It's like, yeah, of course, because the only reason they have any ability to do anything is because they're immortal and have this otherworldly power. It's not like none of them have been able to use hockey before this, is kind of the implication this chapter provides.
And they barely leave. Yeah, like they barely come down to the rest of the world to fight. They don't have any experience. It's literally just Imu gassing them all up.
Well, I mean,
that's
kick
really
Rox's
important.
ass.
They
super
kicked
important.
Rock's ass, but I
That's something I never even considered. That's interesting. I mean, I didn't even think about the whole, like, they haven't. Have we seen instances of them with hockey at all? The gods, the god knights.
No, only I mean, maybe
that's not something I even like. I thought to notice. That's interesting.
Maybe Shanks's brother. I think maybe Shanks's brother, but I'd have to go back, and we haven't even seen him fight that much. So,
is hockey a good thing? Like we've just assumed that it's a good thing, but like, are they, because they're infused with it, and it's seemingly anyone with proximity to Im appears to have it, are they really just summoning part of Im? And is Im, since everyone has hockey, right? Everyone in the world has hockey. They just, it's latent.
Yeah.
Does everything come from Im?
My interpretation of hockey is like, the regular forms of hockey that we see, armament, I forget exactly what they're called, but the sensory hockey, the armament, and the other one, they're all manifestations of individual willpower that kind of reflect the kind of person that is using them. But Supreme King hockey is a specific hereditary thing that some people just have. And in this chapter, he says, you have the blood of the Supreme King. So what that says to me is that's some kind of latent willpower that's been passed down, possibly from the original Supreme King who was usurped by the Celestial Dragons in the Void Century. And
it would probably be Imu.
Well, no, Imu is the one who usurped the ruling class was before. If there was a ruling class, though, that's the thing. The implication, I mean, the way I've been interpreting it so far is that whoever built the Maxim and the civilization on the moon ruled over the world until the Celestial Dragons knocked them down and like changed the world order. And there's some kind of war in the Void Century, and it seems like Joy Boy was like a third party in that war, trying to create a free world, and got knocked down by the Celestial Dragons. So my kind of interpretation of that would be that the Supreme King would be whoever ruled over before, had like his lineage spread out throughout the world. And because there's also like the Zebek clan, we know are direct descendants of the original king of the world. That's what of Davy, of Davy, yeah. Who was the original king of the world. So
okay, let's rewind for a second and posit that, Greg, your theory that
my theory is
all hockey is derived from Imu.
Could be. I don't know about all hockey.
It could be,
Hollow Shulker seems to be. But my idea is that Emu was the abomination, and they supposedly beat the abomination, but it got trapped inside Lily's body, and through the power of the OP fruit, it became basically an eternal body, and that entity that the abomination is eternally trapped inside her body. And it's the reason they're so interested in giants is because it's trying to recreate that body to take total domination.
Interesting. For those, and this is not like, I wouldn't call this required reading, but everybody who's listening who hasn't listened to the last SGS segment where Greg details this connection fruit theory, it's super interesting. It's a very, very cool theory. I would recommend, after you're done listening to this, go back and listen to that one. Pretty dope.
So this is...
But, so I didn't even think about, like, oh yeah, how come everybody's, like, limbs turn like jet black whenever, you know, they use armament hockey.
It's called colors, right? So why is it called if it's colors, then why is it black?
Like the absence of color. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And that's like just and now is Emu a silhouette, or is this just like this is Emu's whole
a being of living hockey? But I mean,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, like he could just be some kind of eternal will that just, you know, has carried on because we don't see any real shape to Emu, right? So maybe it's not a silhouette. Maybe it is literally just like a blob.
It could
of
be
hockey.
There's that sketch on Oda's desk that he conveniently left out. When he did that picture of the Emu doll at his desk, if you look carefully in the lower left-hand corner, there's a blurry sketch, and if you zoom in and flip it, it looks exactly like the outline of Emu, and it also has a somewhat for Oda, a feminine look to it. So it could be an actual design for Emu's actual body, but that doesn't discredit anything. It absolutely can be. Also, things could have changed, and there's not even any proof that definitely was Emu. It's all speculation, but just all sorts of interesting stuff going about Emu, and especially what this blackness is. What is this power?
But I also find it interesting because, like, you would assume, based on the way that the covenants work, that the knights are being fueled by whatever has kept Emu alive for, like, the last most of 1,000 years, right? So
well, I guess whatever that mark is, right? Yeah. I mean, that mark is some sort of a connection to Emu. Now, I think the elders definitely have their life force specifically, like they're being literally, like we saw Saturn basically get his life completely just sucked out of him. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that those guys they're being fueled by Emu's power of evil or whatever.
I think they're like flesh puppets at this point, right? And that's probably the deepest covenant below the depths, you know, the abyss covenant or whatever. So like the knights have the depths covenant, and then probably the five elders have the abyss covenant that lets them turn into those big demons. But like I almost wonder if that's, you know, with the revelation that they are weak to Supreme King hockey, that implies to me that maybe they're fueled by Emu's hockey, and then whatever Emu's like rival being was, the Supreme King from the Void Century, has an equal and opposite power that can like temporarily disperse Emu's influence, and that's how he's able to tear off Harald's arm, and by destroying the Depths Covenant, briefly bring him back to his senses. Because like he still regenerates. So obviously the Depths Covenant is like soul deep. It's no longer a situation like with Shanks where by having his arm taken off, he's no longer under the influence of the Shallows Covenant.
Right. I don't think we've talked about that at all, right? The fact that we see his tattoo, like if his tattoo is not on his body, then he regains his consciousness. Did we talk about that at all?
No. You're talking about Harold.
Harold, yeah.
But also so like Shanks talks in like a couple chapters ago, he talks about how like if you're around Imu, he can control you if you have the Shallows Covenant on your arm. And it's
a proximity thing. You have to be close enough. Yeah.
And he gave that arm up to save Luffy in chapter 1. He got that tattoo bitten off of him. So Luffy freed him from Imu's control in the very first chapter of One Piece.
Yeah, which unfortunately for Harold here, it's like, oh, I guess we could have just saved him by chopping off his arm.
But no, it grows back.
I was gonna say like that almost could work, but yeah, like Shanks and Gaban could have just kept spamming chopping off his
just keep chopping his arm off every couple minutes for the rest of
Stop it.
No. Like maybe you could like build like some kind of brace that just like holds the regenerating skin back forever. But
auto slasher, yeah. Boom,
cauterize the wound.
Cauterize the wound. I don't think you can. I don't think you can cauterize through this healing factor. If it regrows mustaches, it's
that's true.
It's unbeatable.
What if you've got like the Depths Covenant or the Abyss Covenant, whatever we're calling it, and like you're just like, I just gonna shave my beard today.
It just immediately comes back.
Keeps growing back.
He can never change his hairstyle. Man, I
would hate that. You could use hockey infused razors to.
It's like
maybe
when Homer tries
to like
every time
briefly,
Homer tries to shave, it just becomes 5 o'clock shadow immediately.
You need like a servant with the Supreme King hockey just to like infuse it into your razor and give you a shave to have like a couple hours of a clean face before, man, the poor Figureland family with that stupid moon hair that they've got going on.
I don't know why everybody keeps calling it stupid. I think it's bad as hell. Like, it's really fucking cool.
You also think Mac Tonight is bad as hell.
He is. He's really cool, guys. He's a fucking moon man who plays the piano and sings like Frank Sinatra. Of course he's fucking cool. And he loves McDonald's. He's Mr.
Everyone
McDonald's.
loves McDonald's, but sings like Sinatra is a bit generous, don't you think, Alex?
He croons. He's a crooner.
He's more like Sammy Davis Jr.
Fine, Bublé, Michael Bublé. Is that a reference that
sure,
is hip to the times?
I don't think any of our references have been hip to the times.
Mac Tonight is basically Michael Bublé, but for McDonald's.
Bublé's got 10 more years before he gets his AARP card, so
It's true.
It's still fine.
It's still hip. Yeah. He does not need a hip replacement yet. It's still hip.
Yep. Anyway.
So I guess to correct myself, they're Nepo babies, but not Nepo babies enough to have Supreme King hockey.
Mm.
Anyway, Greg, what did you think of the chapter? I really enjoyed the ending. The exchange between the two of, like, I hate you, it's really nasty what Loki says to him, and he's I love you too, son. Like that hits you in the heart hole.
Yeah,
that's classic Oda.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I do like that.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole ending had me tearing up first time I read it. As they say in Inuyashiki, One Piece was so damn good this week.
Well, Jeff, on that note, what did you think of the chapter?
I mean, it was a banging fight. Like some of the best action panels Oda's done in a hot minute. I really love the spreads, like not just the spread at the end, but like the staggered panels of the Loki as whatever he is taking out Harald in like a couple swipes. Every single panel on that page is beautifully composed. I especially love like the first one of like Harald in the middle of the flames. That's like such a good use of negative space and contrast, and like the framing of him. It looks so cool. So yeah, art wise, it bangs. There's a lot of like, I think, really big lore drops that were just kind of like subtly implied, through the little things like the blood of the Supreme King and the revelation, like the revelation that Haki, or that Supreme King Haki is the weakness, which should now, come into play as we go back into the main Elbaf arc in hopefully a week or two. I really want to get back in there and see them start kicking those guys' butts. But I think it's also very smart to save that for the end of the flashback, so it'll be fresh in people's minds as we come in. Like, now we know how to beat these guys. Now we can, there's like a lot that has come out of this flashback in general, and this is one of the best chapters of it. So I just liked it a lot.
Super. Miles, thoughts, feelings?
One of my biggest concerns with this entire arc has been kind of demystifying the older generation of pirates. I have been so afraid for them to make Shanks a character in a proper sense. And I guess when I said Oda was a genius when I was 19 years old, I was onto something, because somehow, even finding out things about Shanks that kind of like do change my opinion of him a little bit on the negative side, have kind of like mostly worked themselves out. And getting this extra level of detail of this past era of One Piece characters has only further validated how cool they are in the modern sense. Go ahead.
I to the Shanks point, I actually think like there's been flaws revealed in his character that make him a lot more interesting, I think. Like he was originally just like the coolest guy, right? He was this just role model for Luffy who didn't like, who wasn't that much of a character, but now like we're seeing depth to him, and like we're seeing heroism in his overcoming his own background, but also like the flip side of him saving Luffy of like, oh, okay, so he actually maybe didn't want that arm so much. Like, obviously he was still holding on to the arm. He didn't chop the arm off himself earlier, but like it makes sense he was willing to give that up. But also, he, having been a celestial dragon, he probably knew exactly what the Gomu Gomu no Mi really was, and had like plans for it, and was like, oh, now I have to protect Luffy at all costs. So like there's, Luffy saw it as just, oh, my good friend. He taught him that lesson about friendship, and Shanks is his friend, right? I don't think that that's disputable. He really likes the kid, but like there was this greater depth to it that doesn't undermine Shanks's character or that moment for Luffy, but does recontextualize it for us now.
Miles, what new revelations were you referring to exactly?
So I'm kind of just talking about this arc as a whole, which or this flashback as a whole, which now is coming to an end. But honestly, the flashbacks for the last year or two have all been in this vein of like maybe pulling back the curtain more than I would normally be comfortable with. One of the reasons why these figures are so interesting and compelling to us is because we, don't know everything. And so I guess I'm very much in agreement with Geoff. when I first read the Shanks backstory of, what losing his arm kind of did mean. It did certainly change my opinion of him in the moment, but I kind of have sat with it and thought, basically I'm where Geoff is on this. But in this chapter in particular, it's kind of, I was kind of remarking as I was reading, and I made one of my notes about this. It's kind of cool that I can see Shanks' backstory at all, even if it's not like the most important moment in his life in this chapter in particular. It's a very important moment, but not for him. And it doesn't undermine everything he's done, and in fact, it makes it more interesting. So that was one of my biggest takeaways. I just thought it was cool as hell. It's kind of the payoff of like 3 different flashback story arcs over the last 150 chapters in this chapter. So it was a bit it felt a little fan servicey for me, not necessarily in general, but for me, I'm like, ooh, paying attention is now rewarded.
It very much so. I really think that this, like, what he's doing with the flashbacks now and finally paying off all of these mysteries that he's left hanging for literally 1,000 chapters is Oda really making good on his idea that One Piece would be the first shonen manga with a good ending.
Dragon Ball. I mean...
Yeah, what's wrong with Oob?
What's wrong with Dragon Ball?
Not enough people talk about Dragon Ball. I think because like 9 out of 10 people probably only watch the anime. By only watch the anime, I mean only watch Dragon Ball Z and Super and all that. And they'd be like, oh,
Dragon Ball is a cute ending.
Sucks.
It's good.
It's cute, but it's like he didn't plan for it from the beginning, and you can tell. Okay,
well, here's the thing about One Piece and Oda is that Oda is in all of my decades of reading One Piece, I have come to the conclusion that Oda is a fantastic improviser and knows exactly how to make lemonade with all the lemon trees that he's planted. You go to your yard and you're like, okay, one day these are all going to be lemon trees. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to look like, but they're going to be lemon trees. And when we get there, I'll decide what kind of lemon trees they are, but they're going to be lemon trees regardless. Like that's sort of how I've viewed Oda. Gon, for me, Gon is the mysticism. Like, wow, I can't believe he's planned all of this since the beginning. There's definitely some shit that he's planned since the beginning.
Yeah,
there's definitely some shit that he's had like an idea of, but
the way some people talk, they act like he had the full transcript ready to go, and it's like,
I don't think that. Obviously, I don't think he's had most of the reveals planned, but I do think that he knew who Shanks was and what the Celestial Dragons were from the start. I think that he knew that.
I think he knew who Shanks was.
Yeah. I think that the big picture ideas of what the One Piece is and the history of the world and all the stuff that is being revealed in these flashbacks, or most of the stuff that is being revealed in these flashbacks, is stuff that has been informing his writing. Maybe not as fleshed out as it is now, but he had like the core of that idea from the beginning.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That much is pretty clear.
Because even thinking back with the water level, the sea level rising, you can tell he had that plan since Water 7, because that was a huge plot point.
Since Water 7, at least. I mean,
that's just like the stuff with Skypiea, because I feel like this is some sort of mysticism here where people talk about Skypiea being unnecessary and all that. All I ever hear of that is just like, sounds like more like a straw man, anything, but like I will say, like, yeah, maybe Skypiea didn't have anything that was pivotal to like the arc that follows it, but there's so much like lore and mythology in that's paying off now. So
it's our first taste of the deep history that he had planned, I think, from day one. And like, Skypiea is where we see our first glimpse of the Joy Boy pose. There's so many little things in there that like I think he knew the history of the Void Century, for example, from the beginning, and has been holding that back intentionally. But there's obviously a lot of other things where he's just like, oh yeah, that's a neat place to bring back that Viva card that we had going. Like maybe he had the Viva card thing planned, but the great thing
to you
about
this way, Jeff. How much of Elbaf was planned when he was writing Little Garden? Because I don't imagine it was very much. I don't imagine this arc existed other than, you know what? That's a good place to go back to eventually. Let's put a pin in that as a, second half of the Grand Line place to visit.
Well, I mean, like I think the mural, at least the history depicted on the mural, and the idea of giants living on a big tree was probably something he had going from the beginning.
Well, since the end of Water 7 Eddie's Lobby, because the Atom Tree. Was the Atom Tree mentioned it was Elbaf, or was that just...
No,
it was just the Atom Tree. But
Hey, don't sleep on the Florian Triangle. Right? We can't.
That was pretty early, yeah.
A hill I will never die on.
But it's a triangle you'll die.
Well, as long as the day Galila show up and reveal themselves as those giant looming things at the end of Thriller Bark, I will stand up on my chair to nobody and say, "Ha, I told you."
But also, I do think the Sunken World thing has also been planned from the beginning, because, you think about Whiskey Peak. There's no peak there. It's just called Whiskey Peak. It's in every island is the peak of a mountain. So maybe that's a really old. I don't know. That's.
It also could just be a cool name to call something.
It could just be a cool name to call something. I'm just saying.
Miles,
maybe Oda was just a fan of
we're running real late. Miles, do you have any other thoughts, feelings?
Just another very quick one, which is, if this is such an important devil fruit, why is it in a chest on the ground?
Well, you got this freaking hammer protected.
Yeah, because the squirrel won't let anybody move it.
Just put it on a table. Put it on
the chest. It's very much the Mjolnir. You must be worthy to pick this thing up. Actually, I have a question, and this is also Greg. I thought about asking you this question. How many tons do you think Ragnir weighs? About
okay,
10 maybe. I don't know. I feel like
I see where you're going with that.
10 tons of bricks or 10 tons of feathers?
I really want. I think we talked early on.
That would be a clever one. That's clever.
About Usopp's lies coming to fruition. I really I don't know how or any conceivable way of making this happen, but I really want it to happen.
What's the highest he went? What did he do against
10?
Perona.
Perona was 10. Yeah.
Was 10?
It was 5 against Mr. Four Merikuri, and then and then 10 Perona, and we haven't seen.
So what do we say?
So
this is real life right now, right? And this is a real giant. So what do we say? Yeah. It's Oda, so a factor of 10. So I don't even know how much this is. I have no concept of it whatsoever. But 100. What would be 100
I mean,
tons?
that is such like a
Well, no. If we look at the last page, 16 to 17, because that is Ragnir he's using, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So if he's using Ragnir is at least 3 humans tall, so let's call it 15 to 20 meters tall, and it's wider than it is tall, so let's call it 30 meters by 20 meters by 20 meters.
It's also weighty enough to crash through a castle floor.
Yeah, I mean it's like
just by sitting there.
It's basically the size of Harald's chest, right?
Which is in real world terms, what would you say that's the size of a building?
I'm saying 12,000 square feet minimum.
This 100 tons is the weight of a blue whale.
Okay, that thing is easily a blue whale.
Yeah, that's easily as big as Laboon. So sure.
And this is Oda, so let's exaggerate. So let's say if we have, would it be 10? Can you line up 10 blue whales? I would say that because of the density of it, okay, so let's say 1,000 tons.
Oh yeah.
I would guess that Oda would go for it, and he'd say it's 1,000-ton hammer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we're talking about like 20 tons if it's steel, based on what I'm seeing, and it's going to be heavier than steel.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hell
I
yeah.
love this callback, by the way. This is so good.
I mean, come on. Like we haven't had one of those instances where his lies come true.
It just
like,
made me
forever.
miss old Usopp fights.
I mean, by and large, he's still the
we're
same.
going to
Usopp.
have Excalibur. I mean, that's coming soon. So where he
yeah.
was like, "Oh, let me take out that Excalibur," and so it is literally going to be
You're talking
Excalibur
about
coming
from
out of.
Jarl's head?
Oh, that's right. The head in Jarl's head. That's right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. How could I forget? It's lodged in there right this moment. The helmet saves his life.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not the size of Laboon. I'm looking at Laboon. I don't know why I said that.
I did my math wrong. It's about 3,000 tons if it's 20 by 30 feet.
Wow.
And it's steel. So if it's steel, it's 3,000. It's going to be heavier than steel. So I think 10,000 is actually not unreasonable.
A 10,000-ton hammer.
I love it.
I think
so
and-
much. This is my favorite thing that we're talking about.
I really hope that Usopp gets to swing it at some point,
Somehow.
or
Let's make it
just
happen.
the squirrel could just do the swinging for him, but he's holding on to the bottom or something
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Oh,
There it
yeah,
is.
I like that. So 10,000 feet of tinfoil, or 10,000 tons of tinfoil. We got it.
That's our, yeah.
Jeez.
Steve.
I was about
Steve, what are your thoughts on the
to say,
chapter?
made of Wapple metal tin. That foil.
Ooh.
Yeah, this chapter for me, it really comes down to that last spread. I love it so much. What a great, just impact panel. One I haven't felt like a real, oomph out of one in a while, and this one is beautiful. Like you said, it was sketchy, and yeah, but I think it warrants it with this big bolt of lightning and all that. I love the messiness.
I guess I'm just being I was looking at Punk Hazard earlier today, and that was even that has much nice clearer lines compared to what I've been doing.
He's not a spring chicken
Punk
anymore.
Hazard?
Yeah.
Even Punk Hazard, yeah, which is really funny.
But the pose is so good because there could be there's
lovely.
so much fluidity in this here. It's gorgeous. It's not really there's been some spreads that I haven't been a huge fan of, but this one I could feel the movement in this one, the impact of it. It kicks ass. I loved it very much. The Ragnar being revealed to be a squirrel, fun, because that's the thing. Just as soon as something in One Piece could get very self-serious, it constantly likes to remind you that it's One Piece and makes it a little goofy here, and that's why I love the series. I don't need it to be this grim, but this is really some of the most heinous. A character has mauled a bunch of no names in quite a while. But I dug this a lot. I almost kind of wish the squirrel reveal was at the end of the previous chapter, but that's besides the point now. That's the past. But some real fun here, and a really great last line from Harold here to Loki. I thought it was great. I also like his "I'm Super Vegeta" pose. I didn't get a chance to mention that. But we talked so much about this. I just thought it was really fun, but the further it went on, the better it got. So and other than that, I'm just really looking forward to the final few chapters.
On the note of the way Oda blends serious stuff and the silliest gags you can think of, I really like how the joke of Yarul being "Oh, don't worry, the helmet saved my life," and it's the sword's all the way through your head, turned out to be the explanation for his memory loss that caused him to like lock up Loki?
Yeah, it could be. We still kind of don't know what exactly. Yeah.
We don't know if he actually lost memory.
We don't know. But like, if that is the reason, that's just like peak Oda writing right there.
Not to like shoot down this theory so much. I think it's more like it just leaves me to wonder because Loki apparently goes out to sea, and I think Shanks is the one that reels him in. Am I correct, or is my memory going hazy?
Which now?
Doesn't Loki go out to sea? Because Loki was only captured like 6 years ago.
I do feel
from the current time.
My mind must be going, but I mean, he had to have met Lola at some point, right? There had to have been some sort of a meeting there, some sort of encounter with Big Mom, which we might see next chapter.
Maybe that's something that happened already.
I don't know. That's
good
point.
No, it can't because Pudding is not alive yet.
Yeah. I'm very curious here because the narrative is, Loki killed Harold, and there's a good amount of time now, so curiouser and curiouser is all I could say.
I mean, Loki
Loki
did kill Harold,
but the narrative. The narrative is he murdered him in cold blood, I should say.
Yeah.
So
And it is interesting that Shanks and Gabon didn't ever speak up about that.
I mean, it's like what I cleaned it all on.
Talking about him being the great improviser.
That's right. So, Steve, do you have any more thoughts?
Did they witness the event in like? I know they're there. I know they're in the castle. But did they witness that event? I'm not trying to like pull a gotcha or anything. It's just like you mean
Gabon and Shanks? Yeah. Are they in the room while this is happening?
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume so. Like they were fighting Harold up until Loki shows up, right?
They were. I don't see them peanut gallery though.
Let's see. The last time we see them is this is what spread 8 and 9 right before. He says, "Oh, he's got Supreme King Hockey too. That's a first." And it looks like they're on the ropes a little bit. And that's the last time we see them. So I guess it's very possible they're in the wings watching all this happen. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that there? No. There they are. That's Shanks right there on pages 14 and 15. Shanks is sort of like sitting there with his head in his hand.
But he's with Jarl. Is Jarl there?
Jarl is in the same room, like in the main throne room, right? Like that's where all this is taking place. So yeah, Jarl is in the main throne room with the two of them, it looks like, and with Loki and Harold, but looks like Harold and Loki are surrounded by flames, so it's very possible that all of this is obscured.
That's there's
I mean, we'll probably find out sooner.
Yeah, and
right?
we're getting to the end of the flashback now, we're gonna see exactly maybe Loki was what?
Just my job to question all those little tiny annoying details.
I mean that's our Greg.
I have one sort of other thought on the flashback, which it's a character writing thing that I really enjoy, what it's revealed about Loki and this interpretation of Loki as sort of a trickster character. I really like that Oda wrote that as every single like sinister and manipulative thing that Loki says is actually him covering up his true feelings. Sure. And he, he like he's not honest, but he's not honest in a way of like he can't be honest with himself, and he's like hiding his own sincerity, and his dad sees through that at the end. That's just like beautiful in general, but also like a great interpretation of the character from Norse myth. Just really love that.
Steve, do you have any more thoughts before we?
No, and that's really all I have to say. I just think this was like a pretty like well pulled off climax here. I think the squirrel stuff was funny. I think the Herald stuff was frightening, and then there was Thunderbolt and Lightning. I did the reverse lyrics there, but I enjoyed it very much.
All right, that leaves me. We've discussed this chapter to death. What?
I'm saying.
What were you saying, Steve? Oh, I see. He's giving me the no. Go ahead. Signal with his hands. Yeah. So we've talked about this chapter to death. What could I possibly say?
Well, I could keep going. You don't want to get me started.
Hey, look, we have to save that for the SGS, bud. All right. No, I think that my biggest problem, I think, with this whole 6 months, and everybody gave me flack for it, was my criticism that God Valley derailed everything that was happening here. Now, I think that God Valley is needed to tell the story that Oda is trying to tell, so I'm not going to poo-poo that, and it was really fun. But now I'm going to reread this flashback without God Valley, so I can get the full emotional brunt of what we have here now, this pastiche that Oda has laid out before us. I'm sorry, this palette, rather, this tableau, if you will. As Geoff mentioned, the nice thing about Loki here is that he's this. When we first meet him, we think, oh, this is going to be the big bad of the arc. He's this real
maybe
bastard
you did.
of a character. Maybe I did.
From chapter 1, I was like, nope, he's good.
As soon it gave me pause as soon as he mentioned Shanks and tried to get Luffy to like unleash him or whatever. But over the course of time, after his spat with Shamrock, that's when I was like, oh, okay, he's pretty on the level. But I do enjoy that Loki is actually like the best character, actually. The most kind-hearted, the most good. Man, Sanji wish he was this kind-hearted.
Except for that time he burned down the villagers.
Except for the time he, they had it coming.
They really had it coming.
Harold even like forgave him for that at the end. He's like, by the way, you burned down that village. I don't like it, but I definitely respect it, boy.
And hold on,
It's like,
that little brat keeps stealing the fruit from my cherry tree.
But I mean, he's like, it's like, you as a king, you really shouldn't go around burning down entire villages of your citizens. But like, to be fair, they did kill your mom, so like, like in the balance of things, go for it. Good job. But I can't say good job, but good job.
I ultimately I do wish that this was just a like Loki and Herald flashback. Because I don't want to forget that. I don't want to forget that Loki, like that chapter where baby Loki's climbing up the tree, like is burned in my brain. And when you become a dad, that also like it changes a lot when it comes to shit like this. And then we have this really fun romp through like the whole God Valley stuff was like it just made it single-handedly turned this flashback into the longest flashback in all of One Piece. And it's fine, it's all well and good, it's very cool, it was a lot of fun to read, but I also think that like I think that
Can I say it? Can I say it, please?
Yeah, please.
Can I say the purpose of it? Thank you.
Yes.
God Valley obviously was needed. The question for Oda was, where do you put it in? Because we need it for many reveals that are related to the core of the series. He chose this location because he could flesh out the Knights of God here. Because the Knights of God are ultimately who we're going to be dealing with in this coming arc, at least two of them. The rest of them have good reason to be away. So I don't know, maybe they got wrapped into it or something like that. But we have enough nightmares to deal with, right, on the island. So that's fine. In addition to the Domi Reversi. But the point is that he needed to craft the Knights of God, and God Valley does a decent job of setting them up. So we know who the Straw Hats are going up against here. Obviously, they're not featured there. They're not the main cast. They're not the main villain. But the point is we have an idea of who they are, and it's much better than just dropping them. It's like with CP, how he did Cypher Pole, and initially they were this mysterious organization. Then he had the train that introduced us to more of them. And in a humorous way. Then we find out that there are more Cypher Pole Knights. So it doesn't feel like as much of a jolt. Like these Knights of the God come out of nowhere, and they're amazing. The whole mystique of that was dealt with in the early parts of the chapter. Wow, the early parts of the arc. Wow, how can they regenerate? Wow, they have a history. Wow, how do they know this character? And then God Valley helped to fill a lot of those blanks in. And now we know who the Straw Hats will be dealing with in the action conclusion part of the arc. So that's what it did for this arc. In terms of what it did for the story, it's massive, but it does have its quote-unquote place. But I am in agreement with you that it derailed the story of Loki and his father.
Yeah. I couldn't think of... I mean, that's very, very well said. Thank you, Greg. Mm-hmm. But I also, I couldn't think of a better place to put the God Valley stuff also.
Yeah.
Like, because like it's sort of the same stuff with the Kobe and Garp stuff, like in the middle of Egghead, like that. Like it's really hard for me to like rank Egghead as an arc because it has so much stuff that isn't Egghead in it. But that is a discussion for whenever we do our massive arc rankings again. I have a lot to deliberate there, and it's going to be really boring, and a lot of people are going to be crying. Tears of blood, I promise.
And Thriller Bark will still be number one.
That's right. But in the case of this, I love the Loki Herald stuff so much. I really get a sense of what Elbaf is, what it was, and what it's supposed to become. It's just it exceeded my expectations as far as that goes. I've talked off mic with Steve about Shanks. Steve even brought it up last episode about how, like, well, there's a little bit of weird Shanks retconning with, like, maybe, you know, him cutting off the arm is like an opportunistic thing. But all that I think remains to be seen. What I do like is the little inclusion that the Roger Pirates have run into the Knights of God before, because it also brings up, like, well, how do we know his name's Shanks to begin with? He didn't have like a little medallion on his neck that said Shanks. Like the Roger Pirates certainly didn't name him Shanks.
Yeah,
because,
they just left him a little medallion that said Shanks on it.
Yeah, like I bet like the Knights of God probably are pretty resourceful, and they figured out that the Roger Pirates had Shanks, and like, oh, give us back Shanks. Oh, who's that? Oh, he's that little red-haired boy you have. Oh, well, no, we're not giving him back. Fuck you. And then they get into fights. So, I mean, I think I do like the little aside here about that they've run into them a bunch, and it also lends credence to Summer's reaction to Gabon when he sees him for the first time in, like, I don't know, 15 years or something like that. I really do love that instance because it's like, oh, okay, these guys have history, or like Gabon's really clobbered these guys before. So it's So I do like that aspect of the Shank stuff in this particular chapter.
I like the thought of these petty immortal assholes just waiting for guys who kicked their asses 40 years ago to get old so that they can curb stomp them later, you know, just
like Team Rocket. They're just setting up holes in the ground, like trying to...
I mean,
they keep sending the Mother Flame to blow up holes in the ocean. They'd be like, come on, fall in this time.
Well, I do think that it's very interesting. It was brought up right earlier that these guys have just been sort of waiting around. and they haven't really trained at all, right? They basically just get their jollies, just killing civilians every year or whatever during their tournament of slicing people up. But I do think that like really their main threat is the fact that they're a conduit for Emu, right? Like that's we're seeing that right now with the Domi Reversey stuff with Gunko.
They're just they're hamsters. They're they literally are. They're there to breed so that Emu can create his perfect being. The thing that I think a lot of people need to be ready for is that, and that was important that he had that set up in this chapter, is that like they don't really come down. Like we've seen that the celestial dragons do come down, but the idea is that it's rare. And that's why I forget his name, Mjosgard.
Yeah.
That's why he's so important, is that if these individuals have their eyes open and they see what the real world is, there can be a change. They can change. I'm not saying that all of them will or that they can, but the idea is that it is possible. And that's what Oda's setting you up for, is because they have no idea that they're just Emu's experimental animals, basically. He just brings them up there and they breed with all sorts of different people, as we've seen with the Bonnie story as well. For all of these experiments, if enough of them realize what they've been doing and what they've been subjected to, what they're doing, and who they really are as just normal people, I think there will be a big change in them. Obviously, that will not be the case for the Knights and anybody who's in the know. But I don't know. I'm just happy that my call that goes more than 10 years or so back, that the Five Elders might actually be legitimately, like, or at one point in their lives have been legitimately kind people who were doing this for the sake of humanity to live. They might, that spark of a person might still be in there. But the fact that they are being controlled by Emu and they are entirely under Im's control. I am super stoked that I was right on that those two little drops of tears from Robin's flashback informed us of that back in 2007.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? Like, Egghead was so freaking crazy. I completely forgot about that.
I gave up on it for a second in Egghead. I was like, fuck, I was wrong. Because Jay Garcia starts going on about insects and everything. And then I was like, but then I was doing an article. I was in the middle of the article. I was like, wait a minute. Gunko is talking like Emu. What if Jay Garcia? And it was like, we're back. We are so back, baby. And yeah, I was back.
It would, and if you look at what Harold's saying, like it's very clear, that there's that side that just takes over.
It would be so funny if like the long con for Charlos would be for him to have this like Helmeppo moment right at the end and like become a decent human being in the final chapter.
That guy's totally
he's a total piece of crap. I don't think that's going to happen.
Now, Mjosgard was definitely like, I used to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I want Charles to like maybe think like, oh, maybe I was going about this the wrong way, before he gets like stepped on by Zunisha or something. Zunisha's like really long leg has to come all the way out of the ocean just to stomp.
Does Oda do it with Shamrock? If he does it with Shamrock, then Shanks is dead. If he doesn't do it with Shamrock, then there's a chance. And he could go Greek tragedy and kill them both, but I don't think he'd do that. And that's super un-Oda. He cannot kill a Poochie without a replacement Poochie.
I mean, that's true. Look at Ace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look at Izo.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
Who do we replace Izo with?
His brother. Or sister, however you want to.
Kiku.
I have no preference there whatsoever, but I guess Kiku would want to be sister. Yeah,
Kiku came in the picture before Izo was even killed.
It was a preemptive Poochie replacement.
I mean, what if he starts changing that for the final arc?
It would be dark if he does it. It would be uncharacteristic, and I would applaud it. But I don't think that he can because of his audience, because of his own trauma, because he had enough. He had enough trouble doing that with Ace because of his experience with Fist of the North Star. Mm-hmm. So it's tough. I'd love that if he could, but I don't know. It's still anybody's game. I'm not putting my foot in the ground saying it has to happen, but yeah.
Well, I just hope that one day when he's in his big, his plot of land with a bunch of lemon trees, you enjoy it, and he's like, all this good manga writing is making me thirsty. And he takes a big old bite out of his lemon.
Big old glass of turnip juice. I will say before I finish off that last, in addition to the last spread, yes, the 12-13 spread, or the 13 that spread right there, Steve, the one you read, I just love. Like whenever I come on, I love talking about page layout, and this is extremely good shit. I initially read this on my phone, this morning, and then now I've got it up on my monitor, and I can see like the full spread, and it's just real.
It looks so cool.
It's real good shit. Like I've got the one. I'm looking up at my framed. I have like a framed replica of which spread is this? It's from like Punk Hazard, and lately there's a lot of really cool spreads that I would just love to have replicas of, just because it's just really really wonderful panel work from Oda here. I really don't know how he freaking does it every week. I mean, naturally assistance, but when you've been doing this for like as long as he's been doing this, and you still like can, this is like a real work of art. I don't know. He really knows how to do this shit.
Mm.
I would hope so.
Anyway, that's me being eloquent.
You're
what do you
pretty
say
good at this manga thing, Oda.
Hey, that's pretty. That's that George Lucas.
You could make it rhyme.
It's like poetry rhymes. I feel like it's poetry. It rhymes comes up on this podcast way too much. That does it for the manga recap. Let's go to the next segment, whichever it may be.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to start it. This is the Piece Together segment where we take your questions, comments, theories, and get a refreshing drink from Oda's lemonade stand.
Okay. That was pretty good.
Still for 25 cents. Inflation hasn't hit those lemonade stands yet.
It's 50 yen.
Oh, they upped the price on Black Thunder. 25 to 50. That's BS.
Actually, that's what
always,
Loki let go here in this chapter, right? He actually utilized.
Okay, but how much
That's
of
right.
it is inflation, and how
How about the
much
ladies?
lemonade inflation is those lemon stealing whores ruining the lemon supply?
Saying,
This
Loki
sounds like a
stole from
Norm
my cherry
Macdonald
tree,
joke.
and now he's stealing from our lemon tree.
He's
you guys-
lemon stealing whores. Like that.
Do you guys not know lemon stealing whores?
What? No.
It's
No.
one of the greatest pieces of internet content in existence. I'm pretty sure
Why,
it's from a
kids, you know?
porno.
Oh.
No, but it's
there it is.
It's literally these people. They're like, we've got these whores coming into our backyard and stealing our lemons, and it's the plot of a porno.
Wow.
It's
Maybe it is a
I don't know,
Norm
I-
Macdonald joke. I don't know.
it might be, you know.
It's pretty good. All right. Anyway, we're gonna start with Diz piece.
Thank you.
We have a few Diz pieces. We're gonna try to get through them. It's been a long night. Usopp the Great says, "Look over there. Start the Diz piece." Oh, has it already started? Damn, too late. Congratulations on getting to a mature 900 episodes. I heard your improvement with the first 300 episodes, and it's held steady in silliness since then. Been a listener for a long time, by my calculations, a full 2-3 months of my life of a 24-hour day, and Patreon since the OPP goes to Japan. I'm retired as of last month, so the long episodes will not cut into my free time as much proportionally. Anyway, my question for this esteemed gang is, what will Bellamy do with the unrippable fabric he developed? Will it help the Straw Hat Pirates get the One Piece? The other question is, Emu uses the term Joy Boy almost as a title. Why does he use that term when he knows Luffy's name? What is that about? As a patron, I could keep this up for a long time, but people think of better questions than I do, so next. All right, so let's start with this one. What will Bellamy do with the unrippable fabric he developed? If for those of you who don't remember, it was in A Decks of the World.
He will make men's underwear, because as we all know, men will continue to wear underwear even after it's ripped. They will insist upon it. So that way he'll make it so that men don't have to worry about getting yelled at by their significant other and eventually having to buy more.
Wow. Sounds like you're speaking from experience, Steve.
No, but I did notice, I'm like, there's holes in these. Why do I own these still?
It's like giving hockey to your underwear.
I have a very pragmatic one. So Bellamy knows a lot about springs, right?
Yeah.
And one of the problems with springs is if you try and put springs in a mattress, they will break through the mattress over time. So maybe he can make the most comfortable bed possible using his deep understanding of springs and a fabric that will not be destroyed by said springs.
Now that's a real the end of the Baroque works cover story ending there. That's good.
I like that idea. I think I think that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
I was going to say,
yeah,
I'm just trying to remember this character's name, which is really hard. It shouldn't be that difficult because it's a main character or main villain, but it just goes to show the arc. All right, got it. He's going to make a hat for Gladius.
One that won't pop.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So the other question is, why doesn't Emu say Luffy's name and he says Joy Boy instead?
So that to me seems like a pretty significant point, because he also, when he meets Rocks, he calls him Davy. He doesn't call him so I think that might be a memory issue on his part, or
he might just be an idiot. Yeah.
Oh no, or like a really, 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 really old guy with a bad who's like a little bit demented, like literally has dementia, and is like seeing the descendants of the people who he used to hate and like can't differentiate them from their reincarnations or their descendants or whatever.
Do you think when Emu meets Frankie, he's going to call him Cutty Flam?
That'd be really funny. Mayhap.
That was my joke answer. Anyway.
Do we? I have not looked into this or double checked this at all. For the Davy, it's the character's name is Davy Jones, right? In the series,
Davy Jones. Yeah.
So Davy would be the family name.
Jones.
In which
Davy,
case, in Japanese, him calling him or it calling Zebek that name would probably be more like calling out somebody by their family name. You're one of the so and so. Easy example: Adams family. And Adams, oh, you're an Adams. So it seems to me it would be like that. Doesn't mean one way or the other. It's just that's the impression I got. As for the Joy Boy, again, this goes back to what extent are things actual? Like oh God, I'm sorry, I'm trying to squish everything I want to say down. It depends whether you think that the original Joy Boy was actually Nika, or if there was a Nika god at one point or another. But if he sees the fruit as being that existence, then it seems like he would, or it would, simply call Luffy Joy Boy, because that is that existence to him. It is Joy Boy just sounds like a title. I think we will find that Joy Boy is a title as well. That's not for sure. But just so many times in One Piece, we've got like, oh, that was my title, or that's not the real name, or that was just the name of my chums, like in Pirates. I mean, the first time was when we assumed that all these characters were actually just named 1, 2, or 3, or Bon Kore or something, right? And then it turns out like, oh, they actually have real names, and it's like, oh, duh, of course they have real names. This sounds like another episode, an example of that, and that's I'll cut it there for me.
Didn't the elephant call Luffy Joy Boy too? Inzo?
Yeah. I almost wonder if, if Imu is like a creature of living hockey or whatever, can it see? Or is it just perceiving people
eyes
by their auras? I mean, he's got eyes, but like, are they
What if
eyes?
those aren't Emu's eyes? Maybe they're Emu's nipples.
Yeah, or just is not. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they just light up in the dark. Who knows?
Yeah. God, that would be
gives new meaning to nipple light.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's if he's seeing like the people, or he's just seeing the like whatever spirit inhabits them when they eat a devil fruit.
I
So
think that
could
Emu
be
is just this ancient being that just has his way of speaking about, I don't know, the cyclical nature of
the world,
whatever the fuck the world is. That's my take on it. We got a couple more of these, so let's keep them rolling. Big Mike says, "Hey OPP, now that we're into the new year, if the Straw Hats weren't pirates and were just ordinary citizens of the world government, who would pay their heavenly tribute on January 1st, and who would wait until the last minute and pay out on April 15th, get audited, and have to work undercover for Cypher Pole? The heavenly tribute pays for everything: policemen, trees, sunshine. Let's not forget the celestial dragons who just don't feel like working. God bless them." Okay. Thank you, Big Mike.
Isn't there an SBS about this, basically? I'm sure.
Yeah.
More along these lines. No one
like
would pay taxes.
what would their jobs be?
Well, yeah, but no one would pay taxes. None of them would pay
absolutely.
taxes.
I mean, yeah, no, I don't think anybody would. Like Nami definitely would not pay her taxes and would actively commit tax fraud.
No, she'd file them. Her and Robin would file taxes, but that's it. They wouldn't pay $1.
Yeah, they would not pay $1. Yeah, Nami would be committing accounting fraud every year.
Usopp would write off so many things as expenses.
Yeah.
Well, that's food. I need that to eat, to live. Yeah, to do my job.
I think maybe Zoro would pay his taxes.
He wouldn't find the tax office. He wouldn't find the mailbox.
Yeah. No, he would try though. I think he would try.
Sanji might have to in order to keep the restaurant.
Yeah. Sanji, I think, would be like a responsible chef and would
have to.
Chopper would pay his taxes January 1st.
Well, Chopper's a good little boy.
Yeah.
Ratatasker Ragnar Patch, there it is, says, "Okay, recording rodents, this is our first devil fruit and in the largest order of mammals, so what are we thinking is the name of Ragnar's devil fruit? Squirrel, modern Ratatasker? Mouse, model squirrel? Just squirrel? I want to know how all the devil taxonomy works. Since both the cows are even-toed ungulates, do you think we'll ever get someone with a cow model whale? Does the fish category cover all fish, or does it spread to all vertebrates since fish aren't a real clade? Does it apply to only mythical zoans, or is there a fine line between fish, and sala? Would a frog be sala? Where does it end?"
They should cut this question in half and send it to Oda. That's a really good question. That's a really good SPS question.
Reverse eye patch. Fucking do it, man.
Fish
reverse eye patch.
on Clade.
Yeah, that's reverse eye patch.
Nice.
They change their name every week. Just like our next.
I was going to say the name of the squirrel fruit would be like the squeakity squeakums
squeaker
times 2 fruit.
I do like that. Yeah, obviously, I think that the hammer ate a devil fruit. That's
that makes the most sense.
Which is interesting because I thought that was something invented by Vegapunk.
I'm going to go on a little mini rant. I want to know how the fuck an item can eat a devil fruit, because They've been teasing this since the Mr. Furry Merry Christmas fight. Apparently, Vegapunk came up with the technology to do it. How the fuck can you make an object eat a fruit?
You gotta do it a way parents.
Miss Merry Christmas even said, don't worry about that. Like,
you gotta do the
no.
cliche of
That's
when
bullshit.
parents are teaching their children about sex. It's just they use two like dolls and they're just rubbing them together. Just take the two items.
Maybe he based it on Big Mom's devil fruit power. Like maybe he found a way to replicate the effect of like briefly imbuing an object with a soul to bring it to life. Give it a mouth, it eats the devil fruit, and then becomes an object again.
Oh wait, you know what? I just thought of something. What about Kuma's fruit? Kuma was under his care for like a really long time. I think there's a possibility. I don't know, using like because I think he was able to extract Kizaru's laser beams, right?
Yeah.
So why not? I don't know. Anyway,
I would like to think that it's the simple and dumbest thing is like when you bite into a devil fruit, the first bite is what does it, right? Like no other, even if you bite whoever the millisecond first. So what if it's not a person who bites into it? What if you take a knife and you cut the fruit, and if juice falls out, the first thing that falls on gets the fruit, and like that's the secret. Like that's the whole Vegapunk's whole technique. Like that would be funny. It would be as chilly as.
No,
I think
what would be even
a
funnier is if there are a fuck ton of knives that have devil fruit powers.
I was about to say a lot of planks would have devil fruit powers at that point. Then, yeah.
Like, can you imagine just like some chef somewhere, just like because devil fruits show up in random batches of fruit, right? So he's like randomly chopping food up. Suddenly like chops one fruit, his knife gets up and runs away on him.
It sounds like an episode of
there could be a whole pirate.
Yeah.
100%. There could be a whole pirate crew that's just knives. Like just knives that all ate like Zoan or human type fruits or whatever. One Piece. All right, Cram. We all know Cram. This week, Cram is Cramtrary. Oh, that's funny. It's only when I say it out loud I get it. Ahoy OPP, banger chapter as always. What an emotional roller coaster of a chapter between the funny Ragnar reveal and the tragic farewell. My question this week is a very serious one. If there's only one of each fruit, then how come Loki is yet another wielder of the infamous silhouette fruit? I like Kaido, Big Mom, all the elders, and Emu. Oda, get new material. Have a great week and year, crew. That was less of a question and more of a, amusing. Thank you, Cram.
It's a plot hole.
It's the plot hole fruit. Well, that would be that was the Oppo fruit for a while. Straw Hat Pirate 9 says, "Hey OPP, I hope the live charity stream is a big hit. Whenever we do it, I also hope this." What an amazing chapter. I loved learning that Roger, Rayleigh, and Gabon kicked the Holy Knights' butts when they tried to take Shanks away. I awed with joy. On the flip side, I was so sad for Loki and Harold. That last page was as beautiful to look at as it was sad. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Sailor Karna says, "Hey OPP, happy 2026. I got 2 stickers last week in the mail, and it made me really happy. Thank you, because things are rough, and it brought a smile to my face. You guys are awesome." The person who makes those stickers is on this call, so.
Yeah, thank you so much for signing up for it. Fun fact, I accidentally got a little paper cut on one of my fingers, and a little bit of Steve blood got on one of the envelopes. So if you're one of the lucky,
you can clone your own Steve.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that means that sticker is going to be like a walking Steve by virtue of our devil fruit conversation.
I did not need to mention that, but I know it's like, my finger's bleeding a little bit, and I saw like just like a little bit of red on one of the envelopes, and I was like, oopsies.
How can an item possibly eat a devil Steve? Map Mark says, "I really love the main panel on the last page of this chapter. The art is fantastic, and for a moment I wished it could have been a single panel 2-page spread. However, I do think it works better as it is. I think that including the bottom row of panels is the right choice, as it gives emotional weight to the visual impact of Loki's hammer strike. Mm-hmm. On the podcast, there have been several discussions of how Oda's storytelling and paneling have become more dense over time. I do wish Oda would let his art breathe more sometimes. I can't really argue that his current approach is not effective, though, especially when it comes to building emotion and establishing themes."
And using more.
I mean, we've discussed this before that like, yeah, I do wish. I mean, going back and rereading old One Piece, it's, I miss a lot of how much breathing room there was. And I don't know if we talked about this. I mean, if you guys talked about this at all last week, Steve, or whenever the Jump Festa letter from Oda dropped, but how he talked about how the next year is going to be him moving at breakneck speed or whatever.
I kind of was like, uh-oh.
I certainly hope that doesn't mean he's going to be rushing through art so much, because this past year or the past 2 years, I guess, we've been given the unfinished chapter treatment, not to the extent that Hunter x Hunter fans have been having to endure, but
yeah, it's been a more recent occurrence. But at least he was like saying like, hey, I gotta do this because I gotta think about my health. So
I mean, that's
I can't complain too much.
It's true.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad like the early chapters of One Piece that were focused on the Straw Hats got plenty of time to, cook. And then like all this stuff about the lore, and I'm like, work through this a little bit quicker, but just is what it is, I'd rather see Oda remain healthy, and finish the series.
The current approach is kind of closer to Hunter x Hunter, with like a lot of dialogue and smaller bits of art. And I don't mind that. And I think this chapter was some of the most giving the art breathing room that he's done in a while.
Yeah, he'll do it every now and again, and like the flashback has definitely like there's a lot in this flashback that I really loved, as far as framing and art goes. So I'm not going to totally complain about it. All right, we have a few more. SNP says, "Hey OPP, as it was hinted right before the flashback and confirmed this chapter, seems like the right answer for now for the regeneration of Holy Knights is Supreme King Haki. One thing was also being talked about in this chapter, and was shown in Rux versus Garp and Roger, or Luffy versus the Elders, is that opponent with Supreme King Haki can counter it. So maybe there actually is something else we can deal with the regeneration, while the Supreme King Haki is just a quick brute force way until we have to fight the next level enemies. So I guess what they're saying is maybe using the highest level of Haki is just a band-aid versus a permanent solution to defeating these guys.
Agree.
That seems to be the case.
Agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of the joke we were making earlier about cutting off the arm repeatedly too. It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not an auto-win device.
If we knew how to beat them, then there wouldn't be a need for a series because they'd be beatable. So, yeah, it is a temporary solution.
All right, Sheepman. Sheepman says, "Howdy and Happy New Year, OPP. Loved Harold saying thank you to Loki for burning down the Brewers' village. I was pleasantly surprised to see this moment, as we had not seen Harold's reaction to Ida being poisoned or him visiting Loki in confinement. I thought that Harold wouldn't condone Loki's actions due to wanting peace and prosperity for the future of Elbaf." Well,
I talked
there's
a lot
a
about
line
that
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
It's like Brewerstown was jerks. So
Yeah, I won't get into it here, but I had a long discussion with Stephen about how that scene with Ida, the final scene with Ida, is important in that it shows you what the future of Elbaf must be.
Oh no, yeah, where she says that like, oh well, don't give up your warrior's pride. That's really cool. Boy, what a man! If I didn't have a wife. All right, we have one more disc piece before we get into Reddit. And this is from Wispy, who says, "Hey OAPP, Happy New Year. I'm glad Oda keeps finding ways to rekindle the squirrel or chipmunk debate." Well, that's definitely a squirrel, right?
yeah, it's been a while with that. I forget what side was which. But chipmunk. But
ain't no northern reticulated chipmunk, that's for sure.
It's not gonna.
All right, Steve, what do we got going on Subreddit Archipelago?
We got one little question / comment here from Born to Boil. They write, "Hi OPP, Happy New Year's and congratulations." No, I pronounced it right the second time.
Congratulations on being incredulous.
Happy New Year's and congratulations with the 900th episode. During the last manga chapter recap, you talked a lot about the hammer and whether Loki was worthy to wield it. I just wanted to mention that being worthy lore is only in Marvel. In old sagas, how do you pronounce Thor's?
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir?
Yeah.
Meow meow.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. It's
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. Jesus.
Mjolnir. Mjolnir, just a really heavy hammer, and even Thor has to wear iron gloves in order to catch it. One of the most famous stories is about the hammer getting stolen and Thor and Loki dressing Thor up as Freya in order to retrieve it. Sad to not see this in the manga. Don't sell yourself short. Yeah. Another thing that is different from the MCU.
I'm ready to go to market.
What's Loki gonna say after Shamrock stabbed him a bunch of times? Someone stop that awful man. Another thing.
Blast.
Another thing that is different.
I must have used Freya's makeup kit by mistake.
Oh my God. Another thing that is different from the MCU is that Loki is the blood brother of Odin and not Thor, and that he is the father of Fenrir, Jormungand, Hel, and others. Could his devil fruit be based on one of those creatures? Yes.
We did discuss that. We did discuss Fenrir and Jormungand, and not Hel. What is Hel? Hela?
That's what I was thinking. It's a reference to.
Hel is the grim goddess ruling the underworld. Looks like a
This is we talked a lot about this here, and I guess you could really tell that a lot of us don't read and we just know Marvel. So, and we don't even read those. Some of us, not all.
I took a mythology class when I was in college because I'm a nerd.
And of course, you have a comprehensive understanding of every culture on Earth's mythology as a result. Right.
That's right. Every single one. Not just Sumerian, Norse, and Greek.
And that's our only question on Reddit.
It is. All right. And that's it.
That's it
for Piece Together. All right, let's round off.
Let's do it. This has been the One Piece Podcast, episode 900 for the week of Monday, January 5th, 2026. 900 episodes is a hell of a milestone. I'm sad not all of us could be here today. Zach, feel better. Ed, we appreciate you joining us for the first half of the manga recap. We sure talked a lot, but it was a really great discussion. It was a really good crew of people here today. Thank you so much for taking the time and spending it recording the podcast with us. In terms of news for the podcast, stay tuned for when we're rescheduling the live stream. Don't know the details just yet. We're figuring that out, but that is something that we're hoping to do in the near future. As for Sticker Club, I will be posting the new poll very soon, probably in a day or two. I don't like to post it the same day as an episode drops, just because that's a lot of stuff to post on Patreon at once. But stay tuned for that, and you'll get to choose your next sticker for the month of January.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. Other than that, that's about it. It's a new year. One Piece still going. So we're this podcast will be here to talk about it. But just want to thank our guests very much today. Geoff, thank you very much for your insight and discussing. And notice I'm going to give each of you time to talk about yourselves. But Geoff, where could the good people find you?
Well, they can find me mainly on YouTube at Mother's Basement, and also Basement Life. That's the second channel that I run with my wife Yazzie. where we talk about anime and what's good in anime, what's bad in anime, the trashiest anime. I really like trashy anime. Video essays, vlogs, all that good stuff. If you like hearing people talk about anime, including One Piece, I put out a video last year about the politics of One Piece that I'm very proud of. I actually got quite a bit of help with that from Zach. That's my stuff. And Miles can tell you about the other thing that we do together.
Miles, go ahead.
We do a podcast called Quest for the Best, which you may be hearing a familiar voice on, besides the two of us, in the next couple weeks or so. Excited about that once we get that announced. But we're trying to find the best anime of all time, and so we're watching a lot of anime we haven't watched before, and forcing our friends to watch the ones that they may have missed. And I also
force us to watch stuff too.
Amen.
Oh,
and
I was going to say best anime, Ping Pong. There it is. I think you're done.
It's pretty high on all of our lists, I think.
Yeah,
so
yeah. We got to do an episode
episode
about it. Maybe you can come on. You can talk about ping pong. We need people to talk about ping pong.
I fucking love ping pong.
Yeah, it's on my top 10 all time list.
Incredible.
So
mine as well, actually. I think this is why it's like a consensus hit. So
yeah,
yeah.
Alex,
no, I love it too.
Maybe we can get you on for that one. Yeah. And I have a blog called Anime by the Numbers if you care about the business side of stuff too.
We'll say, probably some of the most informative stuff because shouldn't believe everything you read on Twitter is what I'll say about the anime industry.
No.
Believe it or not. Miles's blog is a great place to start. And
Thanks,
I'm
Steve.
happy Geoff mentioned his One Piece video last year too, because that was something I was going to mention. I'm like, so if you haven't checked his channel out yet and looking for a video, you could start with that One Piece one for sure. But thank you guys so much for your time.
Thanks for having us on.
Of course.
What do you mean,
Greg?
I was going to say, what do you mean you can't believe everything you read? I heard that Toei hates Sanji.
Oh yeah, they hate him. Yeah, they're gonna kill him off this year. Just you watch. on the series premiere of One Piece, one character will die.
One Piece season 2.
Yeah, One Piece season 2.
I think the reason all those rumors take off is because legitimately the director at Studio Pierrot, or was it Pierrot, whoever adapted Bleach, there was a director at on Bleach who had like a legit Ichiruki agenda and like sidelined Orihime intentionally and added in every filler episode like romantic implications between Ichigo and Rukia. So that does happen sometimes, but not the Sanji agenda. You're just
and TJ Kubo is just like, just leave the check, in the mailbox. No, yeah. Weird comments I see sometimes that come through like on Instagram posts and all that. But and Greg, where could the people find you?
I was just gonna say that does sound like an exciting endeavor to find the best anime. I would be very interested in finding out why it's Robot Carnival. So please let me know when you find out.
Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that the episode did not pan out as everyone had hoped, but as they say, humans plan and Nika laughs. So it is what it is. You can find me
Roger does too.
online. Roger also laughed. You can find me online in various locations and on the, as they aptly put, one-piece.com official site. Where I do columns, I think it's probably more near monthly now. Also in VJump, but that's all in Japanese, so you gotta learn your Japanese and come to Japan and purchase VJump and read my column in the back to get that every month. So probably not for most people listening to this. But if you do have some VJump lying around from the past decade or so, check out the back. I do a column on One Piece there, in addition to the official website. And as Miles brought up earlier, I will be playing Panda Man in season 2 of One Piece live action, so you can look for it. No, definitely not. But yeah, that's it. thank you very much for having me on and this opportunity to speak with everybody. And again, I really do mean this. It is wonderful to speak with people other than Stephen. I love Stephen like a brother, but it is just great to be able to gab with friends about the series. So thank you very much.
Oh, it's great to have you on a regular episode again.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Alex, where are you at these days?
I'm at home with my child and my wife. I'd like to plug families.
I record a podcast in a racing car bed, so
I like to plug families and being sick all the time. Poop, cleaning up it's great. No,
Wait till you
no.
have 2 in 2 different daycares.
Yeah, we're not. We'll figure that out one day. One daycare is bleeding us dry enough. No, I'm just kidding. If anybody at daycare is listening, we actually love you a lot, and you're a lifesaver. So
let's put on your daddy's podcast.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
I hate my babysitters. Daycare center.
Anyways, I'm on Blue Sky at Dude Exclamation. I've always been there. I'm going to be there until it gets shut down or bought by Elon Musk. Weeb Simpsons is an account I run. It's also on there. Maybe I'll do a new one. It's been about a year since I made a new one, so why not? I'll be at MagFest.
Fans miss it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I get that a lot actually from people. The problem is I haven't really watched much anime, so I can't really I don't know. I've been meaning to watch City the animation, which I heard is really, really
Same.
cute.
Yeah, it's the most beautifully animated thing of last year.
Yeah. And I saw
What's the name of this anime?
City the animation.
How would you say that in Japanese?
Shitty.
City.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the shittiest animation of all. Shitty.
Doesn't sound very good at all.
Greg, you scamp. If anybody's going to MagFest in the next couple days, I will be there running around. Super Art Fight will not be there, but we'll be there in spirit, damn it. And some of us will be running around and hanging out with people. So if you see me, say hi.
I miss going to MagFest.
Oh, shit.
good.
That's right. I forgot. Super Art Fight has a Patreon now. Fucking get on there and watch me. Watch live videos of me art fighting with real people up on stage. Fucking
Hell yeah.
get up there and do that. Get on our Patreon, Super Art Fight. I might as well plug it. Fuck it. Yeah. We recorded a bunch of shows, and that's how we're releasing them. So enjoy.
Get on up there.
Get on up there. Real fake door.
Get on up there.
Well, thank you, Alex. And for me, you could follow me on social media. Steve Yurko is usually my handle on all of them. I will also be at MagFest. For those who are used to running into me there, I am not tabling this year, but I will be there helping out friend of the show, Sungwon Cho, at the convention. So it'll be my first MagFest wandering around when I'm not helping him out. So if you see me, please say hi. And let me know that you're a podcast listener or something.
And if you
please
see me
offer him
on
a
top of
drink.
Steve's shoulders, say hi to both of us. That's the
Yeah. And
Mecha
please
Shiva.
call us Master Blaster or Mecha Shiva. And thank you, Ed, for coming on the show. And for the podcast, you could go to our website. That's onepiecepodcast.com. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Should be there. You need to contact us. Please follow us on social media. Mainly, we're on Blue Sky, Instagram. Also, you can email us at onepiecepodcast@gmail.com. And please support us on Patreon if you can. We have different tiers, including the sticker tier that we mentioned a bunch of times. That's the best way to support us as well. And I don't know if I always forget. Is our Discord? Can you join that? Or is that through our Patreon?
yeah. If you're on, I think you can. I think it's paid. No, can anybody join the Discord? Maybe, but if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can submit Dispiece questions, and we got to read them unless they're bad.
Yes.
Like, unless they're inappropriate, then we're definitely not going to read them.
And
Sorry.
don't let that inspire you.
That's right.
Will not read it. Other than that, that's gonna do it. For the One Piece podcast.
900 episodes.
Just say your name.
Oh, my name is Alex.
900 episodes. We'll see you throughout 2026. We'll see you at episode 1000. Till then.
Hell yeah.
His name is Steve. My name is Alex.
I did say my name.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
And my name is Zach.
I want to be on the show. Strawberry. Good.
Poor Zach has the norovirus, unfortunately.